Hi guys, Joanna here, and in today's video, I will be talking about niche fragrances under 100 euros. This topic is actually suggested by one of you guys, so if you are watching, here is your suggested topic. So just to let you guys know, I really did my assignment as I literally checked the prices of the perfumes that I'm about to share with you today. So yes, all of these fragrances are under 100 euros, which is like around $115. This video is such a fun video to create because I have discovered this niche and indie brands as I was actually deep diving into niche fragrances, and I actually own several perfumes from these brands. So having said that, it's going to be fun. Let's jump into it. First brand I will say is the first brand that I think of when I was gathering perfumes to feature in today's video. It's Essential Parfums. It is a brand from France, and for sure you've heard a lot of good things about Essential Parfums already because not only they try to use natural ingredients, they also manage to keep their prices low because they don't use middlemen. They don't spend much money on their marketing. Hence, I really bought fragrances from this brand, and the very first fragrance that I own is still my favorite from them, Bois Imperial. For sure you've heard about this perfume already, and I think this is still their best seller until now. By the way, this is the only EDP 100 ml that I'm going to feature today because most of the fragrances that I'm about to feature to you guys are 50 ml or like 30 ml. However, with Essential Perfumes 100 ml cost under 100 euros. So an EDP 100 ml costs around 94 euros here in Europe, of course. And my favorite from Essential Parfums is still Bois Imperial. This is a very unisex, super long lasting mineral, aromatic, woody scent that I just love. This was the very first fragrance that I own from them. And even though I own several from the brand, I think Bois Imperial is still my number one favorite. They have Divine Vanilla as well, which is like a great vanilla scent. The Ambre Latte is very good gourmand too. Yeah. Anyway, Essential Parfums will be the number one brand that I will highly recommend to someone who wants to start like a proper niche collection. And why is that? It is because their perfumes are very reasonably priced, and I just love how basic, simple, yet impactful their fragrances are. Most of their fragrances are not overly complex. What you buy is actually what you get. They are of high quality and very reasonably priced. Highly recommend Essential Parfums for anyone who wants to start their niche perfume collection. The second brand is a brand from Greece, and you probably know the brand that I'm going to talk about, Theodoros Kalotinis. So I discovered Theodoros Kalotinis when I started YouTube 3 years ago. First of all, Theodoros Kalotinis is known for his realistic gourmands. I own more than 10 perfumes from Theodoros Kalotinis, and this 50 ml cost 45 euros. I own a couple of them, but my personal favorites are Lemon Tart and Pear Gelato. They also have their Extrait de Parfum concentration. However, that is over 100 euros. And yes, since we're talking about niche fragrances under 50 euros, I highly recommend you checking out his Eau de Parfum concentration, as it costs only 45 euros. And they are very realistic, sweet gourmands. So if you're a fan of that, highly recommend you checking out Theodoros Kalotinis. They're based in Greece, however, they have a lot of resellers around the world. And yeah, still less than $100. Next brand is something new to me. I mean, new because I only discovered this brand this year when I was in Exans. This is called Versatile Paris, and they are based in France, of course. So I find this brand very interesting because they have a soul. You know that I love discovering new niche brands, and I find Versatile Paris to be very interesting. First of all, their fragrances are alcohol free. They use 100% natural oil as the base of their fragrances. Hence, their ingredients are very nourishing for the skin. They use maximum 47 ingredients. So just imagine that. They started with roll on bottles and they recently launched spray bottles of some of their best sellers. So these 30 ml extrait de parfum concentration cost 67 euros, guys. So yeah, alcohol free, 100% natural oil in the base, maximum 47 ingredients, 30 ml, 67 euros. As far as I remember, I think they donate 3% of their proceeds to a charity for breast cancer, which I highly appreciate. So can you imagine fragrances at a very reasonable price and still donating some of proceeds for a cause? Wouldn't you like to support that brand? Anyway, guys, yeah, Versatile Paris. I love their fragrances. My current favorite is Culot. I also have here Very Bad Rice, which is actually inspired by mango sticky rice. So yeah, having said that, it is gourmand. They have a lot of realistic gourmands as well in their collection. Having said that, I highly recommend you checking out Versatile Paris. All right, next up is a brand that I recently discovered as well this year. This is called Fascent. They are also based in France. What I have here is a 30 ml. This is called Cornstar, and I love this fragrance so much. I have their discovery kit, and I find their Creme Brulante to be very, very good as well. It is gourmand, and I'm not really a gourmand girly, but I find that Creme Brulante to be very intoxicatingly good. So yeah, I love Creme Brulante and Corn Star as well. And yeah, I find the fragrances to be very interesting and fun. Yeah, 50 euros for a 30 ml, guys. I find the bottle to be very cute, and this will be perfect for your purse as well. So perfect for retouch. So yeah, Fascent, 30 ml, 50 euros. Highly recommend this niche brand. All right, next up is a brand that has a very unique concept. Their concept is all based in an olfactive dream. And if you watch my channel, you know that I'll be talking about Neydo. So I basically have all of Neydo fragrances. They all come in 50 ml and they are selling this for 86 euros, guys. With Neydo, I have a discount code, by the way, which will save you additional 10% off, by the way. It's like around 70 something euros for a 50 ml. My favorite is Blonde Redhead and Alien Fruit. Actually, I love all of their fragrances as I find them to be very creatively done. But yeah, I think my number one favorite is still Blonde Redhead. I highly recommend you checking out Neydo because they have a lot of unisex fragrance that are extremely likable as well. Next up is a brand from Canada, and this brand is actually owned by a YouTuber as well. Her name is SMLXO in YouTube, following her for the longest time as she does beauty recommendations. So I'm talking about the brand Ledda. Now, I have tried and owned all of her fragrances except for the newest one. And all I can say is that her fragrances are very reasonably priced. Like, you are actually getting what you paid for. I love how extremely likable and wearable they are. So their fragrances come in 50 ml and it costs around $98. Now, Leda does a lot of sales and their sales is always like 20% off, which actually gives you around like $20 off every sale. So yeah, basically their fragrances cost around 70 to 80 euros for 50 ml. And yes, they deliver in Europe. So my favorite from Ledda is Bourbon Brulee. This was part of my top 10 for life last year. This is an addictive rum marshmallow scent that is perfect for fall time. I love Orris as well, and their coconut. I highly recommend the brand as they are also very likable and wearable. And yes, of course, we support indie brands that are not overpriced. Yeah, once again, Ledda. All right, last but not the least is a brand from Netherlands. This is Fugazzi or Fugazi. They have EDP 50 ml, 95 euros. As far as I remember, they're about to be launched in Sephora, maybe in France, not here in Portugal. I love Fugazi as well. I find their fragrances to be very modern smelling and very likable and wearable as well. Love that they have minimalist style of bottles, and they are actually accessible worldwide too. My favorite, of course, is Angel Dust. This is an extra de parfum concentration, by the way. But their EDPs 50 ml cost 95 euros. The extra de parfum cost more than 100. So yeah, today I want to recommend the EDP from Fugazi because they are 95 euros. And yeah, my favorite is Angel Dust. I love Orange Crush as well. And yeah, I highly recommend Fugazi. Oh, actually, I remembered one more brand. I don't own anything yet from this brand. I discovered this brand when I was in Exans, and I was just impressed by their fragrances. This is the brand called Majouri. This is based in France. So they have 75 ml selling for 85 euros, guys. Now, I have my favorite Imperial Vanilla and Blanc Sesame. Guys, both are amazing. They smell fantastic and they last for a very long time. Imperial Vanilla, of course, is a vanilla centered scent, while Blanc Sesame is more of like a sweet, floral, sophisticated scent. And yeah, I highly recommend you checking them out, as I will definitely uh, have Imperial Vanilla and Blanc Sesame in my collection soon. All right, so that is the video for today, guys. Those are the niche brands that cost less than 100 euros. Now, I want to know which niche brands under 100 euros do you love and you want to recommend to us. Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, guys. I hope that you love this video. Don't forget to like and hype it if you can. See you on my next one. Bye.